take any trail. Nissan SUVs, up for whatever you are. Get a total possible finance savings of $63.28 on the 2019 Nissan Murano.
Being diagnosed with any type of lung cancer or mesothelioma caused by asbestos exposure in the workplace is a devastating thing. That's where the Hawaii personal injury law firm of Gallagher, Day, Robertus, and Waxman can help. Call for more information and a free case review.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from Ohana Health Plans with zero or low plan premium. Call 1-800-551-0536 now. That's 1-800-551-0536. Representatives will provide detailed information and help see if you qualify. Ohana Health Plan provides access to a large network of local and regional doctors and hospitals. Plus, some plans may include benefits for dental, vision, hearing, Part D prescription drugs, and more. Ohana Health Plan is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be right for you. Call 1-800-551-0536 now. That's 1-800-551-0536.
From the smallest cottage to the largest house on the block, Wisteria Lane has something for everyone. Transform your home with one of our wide selection of flooring, a luxurious look for the everyday homeowner, and with an unbeatable pricing. Visit Wisteria Lane today.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Good morning, Hawaii. It's July 29th, 2019.
Yeah, I want to head on over to weather. We've been joking all morning about the potential Hurricane Flossie. It's just a funny name for a hurricane, but Tasia, keeping an eye on that in the Eastern Pacific as it grows over there, right?
That's right. Funny name, but definitely still want to take it seriously as we are approaching those busy months of hurricane season. That actually is right behind Tropical Storm Eric. Right now, we're keeping a close eye on Tropical Storm Eric, which is located just about 1,300 miles east to southeast of our Hilo, Hawaii. It does have maximum sustained winds at 70 miles per hour. It is moving west at 17 miles per hour over warm water, so a lot of fuel there. We're expecting a hurricane status at any time today. Our next update's around 11 o'clock, and then I'll go on Facebook Live for that and give you that pattern. What we are expecting is an uptick of winds, showers, and some surf. Today, the exact opposite, nice and calm, moderate winds that will be 10 to 20 miles per hour, very light showers over the Ko'olaus or windward and Mauka areas, a bit more shower activity for our Hawaii island. Double digits of our winds right now for Lihue. Temperatures at 80 now for Lihue. Temperature highs up to 92. We're expecting another 90-degree day, especially for our central parts of our Maui island. Now, our satellite and radar, as I mentioned, a bit more activity for Hawaii Island's east side. That's going to continue on and off throughout the day. Then leeward clouds and showers by the afternoon. Kauai, some on and off showers, spotty showers for the windward side. Sunny for Oahu, sunny and breezy for Maui County. And of course, that instability for Hawaii Island will continue throughout your Monday. 2 to 4 for the east, 1 to 3 for the south, a flat to 2 for the north and west. And of course, we do have nice sunny conditions all the way until your Friday. And now here's a look at your traffic. We do have reports of an accident near Waianae Middle School. HPD has confirmed the right lane eastbound direction is blocked on Farrington Highway, so just expect delays. Also, if you're heading to the airport, H1 West, this is from the freeway onto that off-ramp, 8:30 to 1. There is some road closures in that area, so expect some delays. No major accidents or stalls out on the roadways, but we do have slowdowns from the H1, H2 merge all the way throughout Ka'ahumanu. Drive times from the east side, 19 minutes, west side, 72. Over to you.
Tasia, thank you. Time now 6:02, and if your morning commute takes you through Makiki, plan ahead for some stop-and-go traffic today.
Yeah, it's all because Hawaiian Electric is going to be working on some upgrades that might impact drivers there on Mott Smith Drive. KITV4's Mackenzie Sasko live there, tracking it all with more on when they start and how long it'll last. Good morning, Mackenzie.
Yeah, Tom, well, those improvements begin today here along Mott Smith Drive, and it's expected to take up to 9 weeks to complete. And as you mentioned, it will impact traffic, especially during the morning commutes. Now, starting today at 8:30, HECO will begin contra-flowing traffic here along Mott Smith Drive from Luna Place to Nahoa Street. They'll be working on installing that equipment Monday through Friday from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon, again, for the next 9 weeks. Things shouldn't be too bad as of right now. That's because school is out, but as we mentioned, it could take up to 9 weeks to complete. So once school picks up next month, morning traffic in this area may get a little more congested. Just a reminder, again, if this is part of your morning commute, just give yourself some extra time and prepare for that stop-and-go traffic. For now, Lindsay and Tom, we'll send it back to you inside.
Mackenzie, thank you. Time now 6:03. The search is on for a woman missing on Maui for a week now.
Yeah, I spoke with Kiara Henry's family members who are now in a race against time.
You know, we love her, you know, and it's like, without her, it's like another missing puzzle piece out of our family.
For Theodra Hammond, that missing puzzle piece is her sister, Kiara Henry. She's been missing for a week now, but for her family, that mystery began weeks ago. They say Kiara talked about a trip to Hawaii from San Diego with her brother, but then came by herself.
They're supposed to travel together, same flight, everything, and she just left without him, without even telling my mom, me, my dad, no one.
They didn't even know she was in Hawaii until her cell phone pinged to Oahu. It wasn't until later that they found that she went to Maui, renting a car on the 21st and then driving it to Wainapanapa Park near Hana. The car was found there the next day after it was supposed to be returned. It had all her belongings still inside except for her phone and her keys.
My main concern is, you know, she's 23, she's young, she's like, you know, very petite, you know, and it happened at a beach where they found the car. You know, I'm just worried maybe she was hiking, slipped and fell, hurt herself.
Those concerns are reminding many of Amanda Eller's ordeal before she was rescued on Maui. But unlike where Amanda's search was, Hana has limited cell service and it's more isolated, making it more of a challenge. But still, the same groups that found Amanda are now springing into action once again.
You know, we're gonna try to go full swing with it, just like we did with Amanda. It took everybody wanting this to happen so badly for it to happen, and so we're really going to count on that again with our community out here.
A community and a family hoping Amanda's happy ending will be the same for Kiara.
That's our main concern. We just want to hear her voice and know she's okay.
In other news now, a 19-year-old is in critical condition after crashing his car into a construction waste bin in Waianae Sunday morning. This happened as the car was headed southbound on Kaneaki Street just before the Punanaula Street intersection. Now, police say the driver had severe head injuries and was taken to a hospital. They also say speed appears to be a factor, but it's not yet known whether alcohol or drugs were involved. And just take a look at these flames are coming out of the parking area below Lili'okulani Elementary School in Kaimuki. And Honolulu fire crews say a car caught fire around 6:40 Sunday evening. They were able to put it out within 20 minutes. According to HFD, there were no damage to classrooms located above the flames, but a car parked next to the burning vehicle did sustain some damage.
And a heads up for drivers over on the windward side, the Poly Highway access hours will be extended on Thursday. Those new hours will be Sundays through Fridays. So the Honolulu-bound AM contraflow will now be open from 5 to 11:30 in the morning, while the Kailua and Kaneohe-bound contraflow will be open from 12:30 in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the evening. Now that's a couple hours later for your morning drive, and it's a couple hours earlier in the afternoon, so giving you a little bit of extra time there. The highway will remain closed on Saturdays, though, and on state holidays. Now I want to head on over to Tasia with a look at your traffic. How's it going out there, Tasia?
Well, we're starting off with our Hawaii Island. Time now 6:06. The Hawaii Police Department did just report that due to traffic accident on Highway 19, it is now closed both directions near mile marker 9. This is at Old Onomeo Road near the 41 mile marker Hilo side of Honoka'a. There's also some showers in that area, so that also could be impacting some of the challenges there. So just a heads up. Also, we have an accident in Waianae. Just got the next update. This is near the gym across Waianae Middle School. The right lane is blocked to the reports of an accident that has actually went through the bus stop east side of Farrington Highway. So this is in the eastbound direction. Traffic is being contraflowed around that. No one was at the bus stop, but just a heads up for pretty slow going traffic in that area. Also, H1H2 merge, it's a slow through Waimalu, and then it picks up after Ka'anohi. Moanalua Freeway looking better than the viaduct into town. Now here's a look at your weather. Starting off with some surf for this Monday. 2 to 4 for the east, 1 to 3 for the south. Flat to 2 for the north and the west. We do have some spotty showers picking up on our radar that will continue at least for the morning for Kauai. Temperatures within the middle to lower 80s. The sunnier for Oahu and Maui County, expecting up to 90 degrees once again around lunchtime, so just a heads up for that. Hawaii Island, as I mentioned earlier, for the east side, we do have heavier showers coming within bands, and then some relief around your midday. Then by the afternoon, leeward sides, the leeward slopes will get a few cloudy conditions. Sunny until your Thursday for the most part, and then due to Tropical Storm Eric, located just around 1,300 miles east-southeast of Hilo, we could see an uptick of showers by Friday into the weekend. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Tasia. Well, this weekend, 20 students gathered at National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific at Punch Bowl to eulogize some silent heroes of World War II. And for that, they get this morning's shakas. Yeah, and those heroes include former U.S. Senator Dan Inoue. It's all part of a 6-month program by the Sacrifice for Freedom Institute. It teaches students more about history. Now, this was previously held in Normandy, France, so this is actually the first time the program has come here to Hawaii. Pretty cool.
Well, undergrad students with the University of Hawaii at Manoa turned a Malama Aina moment into an experience on education. As part of the school's undergraduate research opportunities program, these scholars did not shy away from getting their hands dirty at UH Manoa's Lion Arboretum. Now, they helped in a native plant area, learned about areas Ahupua'a. Now, one dietetics major says the programs like this give students from all disciplines a chance to build skills outside and within their respective research.
My partner and I were able to receive training in Canada, and that was all funded by Europe. So without them, that would not have been possible. We weren't able to collaborate with the researchers there if it weren't for their help.
Now, the student says she's also developing a mobile health app that's meant to track fruit and veggie intake and also prevent and treat diseases like obesity. All right, time now 6:10. Still to come, we have another look at your weather and traffic.
Yeah, but first, let's take a live look outside as the sun comes up over the Big Island as you head out on your Monday. This is from our camera over at the Hilo Hawaiian Hotel. Stay with us. Time now 6:10. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back.
Pacifica, the new flooring for Hawaii. 100% waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof. Choose from 15 colors in stock. Flooring made for Hawaii. Pacifica, available at American Carpet One Floor and Home.
We have to be able to repair the enamel on a daily basis. With the new Pro Enamel Repair toothpaste, we can help actively repair enamel in its weakened state. It's innovative. My go-to toothpaste is going to be Pro Enamel Repair.
What a move, man. That was crazy, bro.
Here's your chili tickets, Uncle.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
I have your autograph.
I'll put it in the bank for you.
What? No. It is Marcus Mariota's autograph.
We'll deposit it this way. Don't worry. Come on.
Okay. Awesome!
First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Southern Turf Hawaii has you covered. Whether you're looking for sod to enhance a lawn or a golf course, the landscaping experts at Southern Turf Hawaii will help you choose the right variety of grass for your specific needs. For nearly 20 years, Southern Turf Hawaii has been supplying sod for residential, commercial, retail, and golf course applications, so you can trust Southern Turf to help you get it right. Southern Turf Hawaii, the Hawaii turf experts.
April 18th is National Piñata Day, but you don't need to hit a papier-mâché unicorn to get stuff you want. Just become an AARP member. Get health tips, learn about the latest tech, have nights out at local restaurants, and more. Get your AARP membership today.
I'm Nicole Kalakau. I'm a trial lawyer at Levitt, Yamane & Soldner. There's no greater feeling than helping people who are at their lowest of lows. I hope you never need us. But if you do, we'll do all we can to help.
American Carpet One Floor and Home meets the highest standards when installing carpeting or flooring. Our professional installers represent a total of over 200 years of quality installation. American Carpet One Floor and Home, your flooring experts.
I know that I will break a man's heart today. This is not how this is supposed to go. Stop the car. It's really, really hard. I really can't do this.
The Bachelorette two-night live finale event starts tonight on ABC.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
All right, time now 6:13 here in Hawaii, but we're taking a live look at the White House there in Washington, D.C., where the fallout continues this morning over President Trump's multiple attacks on Congressman Elijah Cummings and the city of Baltimore. The president now denying that his criticism of the African-American congressman was racist, and he's now accusing Democrats of playing the race card. Mary Bruce is on Capitol Hill right now with more.
In more than a dozen tweets over the weekend, the president disparaging Congressman Elijah Cummings, calling his majority black district around Baltimore, Maryland, a disgusting rat and rodent infested mess where no human being would want to live, using the hashtag #BlacksForTrump2020. The condemnation from Democrats, swift.
Well, the president is, as he usually is or often is, disgusting and racist.
A racist president who attacks people because they are African Americans.
The president's Twitter offensive comes after Cummings grilled Trump's acting Homeland Security Secretary about conditions along the border.
Come on, man. What's that about? None of us would have our children in that position. They are human beings.
It's the second time in 2 weeks that Trump has come under fire for racial attacks against members of Congress. But now Trump insists Democrats are the ones playing the race card, tweeting Cummings is racist. The president's chief of staff insists Trump's comments are appropriate.
If I had poverty in my district like they have in Baltimore, I'd get fired. And I think the president is right to raise that. It has absolutely zero to do with race.
Some Republicans are struggling to defend Trump, but they aren't condemning him either.
To focus on an entire city, call it rat and rodent infested, you see no problem with that?
Well, of course, he shouldn't, you know, I don't think they're going to invite him to throw out the first pitch at a baseball game anytime soon.
The Baltimore Sun publishing this scathing editorial. The headline, better to have a few rats than to be one. And some city natives like CNN anchor Victor Blackwell moved to tears.
People get up and go to work there. They care for their families there. They love their children who pledge allegiance to the flag, just like people who live in districts of congressmen who support you, sir. They are Americans too.
6:15, check out this video. Explosive activity. A volcano in Mexico sent ash and smoke soaring an estimated 21,000 feet into the air. Members of the National Guard and disaster officials captured this video from above over the weekend. The Popocatépetl volcano is 60 miles away from Mexico City, where 25 million people live, and it's one of the country's most active volcanoes. So incredible footage captured there. Closer to home, we are picking up trade winds. There's actually inclining quite a bit in the last half an hour. We're actually getting a heavier cell of showers over our Hana district now. Taking a look at that satellite and radar, most of the moisture for the windward areas. Hawaii Island also getting a great deal of showers moving in. That will continue on and off throughout the day, at least for your morning. Kauai, temperatures at 89 for the west side, and for the east side 87. Passing showers, especially for the morning. Oahu throughout Maui County, a bit sunnier throughout your Monday. Temperatures up to 89 for the west side, 85 up north, and 85 as well for the windward areas. Maui County breezier and sunny, and again those heavier showers through Hana this morning. We're expecting up to 92 for Kahului. Hawaii Island, morning sunshine, partly cloudy in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds up to 15 miles per hour. And for Hilo, Hawaii, passing showers with partly cloudy conditions. Heading for a hike, nice moderate to breezy winds and not too breezy. Windward areas will be a bit damp this morning, then clearing up throughout the day. Mahalo Paul for that photo. Surf is also calmer, flat to 2 for the north and west, with 2 to 4 for the east and 1 to 3 for the south. And we're picking up an increase of showers by your Friday. That's also when winds will pick up just a bit as well, and surf. This is all correlated to Tropical Storm Eric. That's a look at your weather. Here's a look at your traffic. Highway 19 is closed in multiple areas due to traffic accidents. Again, wet conditions in that area. So just a heads up for our Hawaii Island family. Expect delays both directions near mile marker 9 on Highway 19. Also Old Onomeo Road and then near the 41 mile marker Hilo side of Honoka'a. Also in Waianae, we still have some slow going traffic through Farrington. This is right across Waianae Middle School at the gym. Reports of a vehicle actually going through the bus stop there, so it's going to take some time to clear out. Just expect delays in that area. Also, slow-going traffic in your typical congested areas throughout Waimalu until you reach Kaanohi. Your drive times are from Waianae through town, 77 minutes, and 18 from Hawaii Kai through town. Over to you.
All right, TJ, thank you. Time now 6:18, and 2 Americans remain in jail this morning in Italy after being accused of killing a police officer.
Hey, Kenneth Moten gives us a first look at what's happening coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the 2 American teens at the center of an international murder case. One of the teens seen in this photo, according to police, illegally blindfolded and handcuffed inside a police station before being interrogated. Officials say the image was taken after 18-year-old Gabe Natali Yorth and 19-year-old Finnegan Elder were taken in for questioning. Authorities say the 2 Americans confessed to being involved in an altercation over a stolen backpack that led to the fatal stabbing of an officer. Police say they apprehended the men at their hotel while they were preparing to flee the country. Investigators say they found overwhelming evidence in the room, including the supposed murder weapon, cleverly concealed behind one of the ceiling tiles, as well as bloody clothing. And coming up at 7 a.m., the latest developments in the international murder case. With your GMA First Look, I'm Kenneth Moten, ABC News, New York.
My lady. Those darn seatbelts got me all crumpled up.
It's okay. Hey, guys.
Hi, Mrs. Patterson.
Wrinkles send the wrong message.
Sorry.
Help prevent them before they start with new Downy Wrinkle Guard.
That's better.
So you won't get caught with wrinkles again.
This summer at Panera, we're going all in on strawberries. At their reddest, ripest, they make everything better, like our strawberry poppy seed salad and new strawberry summer caprese salad. Strawberry season is here. Panera, food as it should be.
Allergies with sinus congestion and pressure? Go to the pharmacy counter for powerful Claritin D. While the leading allergy spray is indicated for 6 symptoms, Claritin D is indicated for 8, including sinus congestion and pressure. Claritin D. Get more.
Time now 6:20, and coming up in the next half hour of Good Morning Hawaii, a TMT executive speaking out.
In an effort to try and dispel false claims about the telescope project, he says a majority of Native Hawaiians support the construction.
And today marks 2 weeks since construction was supposed to begin on TMT on Mauna Kea. This as demonstrators do continue on. Project leaders say they are still planning to push forward.
Up next, though, hear from ocean safety lifeguards on how you can become a lifeguard here in Hawaii. We'll let you know all the details on the upcoming tryouts and how you can score on some pretty nice pay.
The plaza is a small community. You will definitely find a group. We play cards every day. We get to talking and forget the time. The people make it feel like home.
The Plaza Assisted Living is opening a new community in Kaneohe this summer. Call us today to schedule a tour to view our new model apartment units and find out why so many are choosing to make the Plaza home.
Yodele, 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 yodele. Yodele, 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 yodele. Whoa, now that's impressive.
Yeah, but not as impressive as the amount you can save by switching your insurance to the wide range of products from Island Insurance.
Wow.
Get impressive savings from Island Insurance. Call 643-4000 or visit islandinsurance.com.
I can do that too.
Really?
Yeah, it smells great, but it doesn't sell houses. Me? I use Spectrum. We've got a remodeled kitchen, smart appliances, and what? Who left these here?
You're doing all that?
All at once?
Oh, yeah. It's a Spectrum neighborhood. Why don't we check out the living room?
Get Spectrum Internet, delivering more speed, more consistently for better surfing, streaming, and gaming. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 643-8484.
Notice the high ceiling. Works every time.
Get Spectrum TV with exclusive channels like Spectrum OC16 and the Spectrum Surf channel. Plus, enjoy more free on demand from $44.99 a month.
The houses I've sold with Spectrum, I should be giving them a commission. I'm not gonna do that.
Get Spectrum TV and Internet today from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Call 643-8484.
If you can't work, what you're going through is hard. In Hawaii, paying for housing, healthcare, and food is hard. Trying to get Social Security disability benefits is hard. But calling me is easy. Aloha, I'm Danielle Beaver. When people across Hawaii need disability income, that's why I'm here. Social Security disability is all I do.
Call 808-537-9181. Attorney Danielle Beaver.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Welcome back to Good Morning Hawaii. Time now 6:24, and joining me now is Lieutenant Tanner Hayton, also Kailana Bowers. You guys are with Ocean Safety, and we're here to talk about the upcoming tryouts, which is so cool, and it's great if people, you know, locals want to try out lifeguarding as a career, and especially if you love the ocean. So let's talk about that, and why is lifeguarding not just a job but considered a career?
You know, I've been doing this for 10 years, and when I first decided to be a lifeguard, I look at the people who came before me, and I'm so proud to put this uniform on and protect my community and all the visitors. And to me, it's longevity. You can do this your whole life, and you make a difference. It's very fulfilling, and I feel successful every day when I leave the beach.
I bet that is very fulfilling. So there's a lot of benefits to being a lifeguard too. Let's talk about some of the benefits.
So, to me, it's the best job in the world. That's the #1 benefit, but I might be biased. But we also have the starting pay at an all-time high. It's $20 an hour and 60 cents. And with that, you get retirement benefits, you get health insurance, dental, all that good stuff. So it's actually at all-time high right now.
That's great to know. So a lot of people, when you think of being a lifeguard, you don't realize that this is definitely a career, and it's something so beneficial for those that love the ocean and those that love Hawaii as well. So some of the greatest rewards for reaching this career, some of the benefits and rewards that one can achieve.
Just being able to save people. You go on rescues all the time. This guy has to jump off spinning caves. He saved people, and I've actually done CPR and brought people back to life.
Really?
We both get to be involved with the junior lifeguards. So, you know, you're making a difference in this job, and it's very fulfilling.
We've saved lives together.
Yeah. That's one of the highest accomplishments and achievements I could think of, is saving a life. So incredible there.
Yeah. And the bond you get with your fellow coworkers is like
it's
nothing
my
else.
family right here.
I bet. So real quick, maybe we can go over what are your favorite moments, maybe some of those life-saving moments, if you guys want to share that.
Ooh, that's tough. You want to go first?
I don't know. One of my favorite rescues was at Hanauma Bay, and it was a younger girl. She was 17, and she had a seizure in the water. And when we got to her, she was unresponsive. I ended up bringing her to shore, doing CPR, and by the time she left, she was alive and talking to us. So she emailed us saying, "Thank you. I'm a senior, and I'm excited to graduate. You've changed my." So it's like a ripple effect too. You know that her family and friends are happy, and.
Yeah, so for me, one thing that comes to mind is when the family comes down and thanks you. You know, it might be a year later sometimes, and the feeling you get from that is pretty incredible. It's a reward.
That's amazing. So some benefits beyond words can describe.
Absolutely.
And so you guys are having recruit tryouts, and that's going to be August 2nd and 3rd?
show up to Ala Moana at 8 o'clock with all of your paperwork. You can find that on Honolulu Ocean Safety Instagram. They'll tell you what you need to bring, and just be prepared because you're going to be doing a 1,000-meter run, 1,000-meter swim in 25 minutes.
Whoa.
You have a 100-meter run, swim, run in 3 minutes, and then a 400-meter paddle in 4 minutes.
Wow.
And we have to do that every year.
Every year.
Really?
Till the day we retire. So
Okay. Whoa.
it's
It's
motivation.
great. Yeah, you get to
Keep
stay in shape.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a way to stay in shape, too.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys, thank you so much for being with us and
Thanks for
sharing your
having
stories.
us.
Of course.
We appreciate you having us.
Anytime, and we'll have a link with more information on our website at kitv.com, and much more to come on Good Morning Hawaii. Stay with us. Be right back.
Ashley Home Store Hawaii, affordable everyday style and comfort ideal for the whole family to love.
At Ashley Home Store, we make it easy to bring your dream home to life because we're constantly updating our selection online and in-store. Discovering furniture that fits your changing needs and personal style is easy, exciting, and fun. And with incredible financing and delivery options, you'll never have to put off for tomorrow what you can start enjoying today. So hurry in and make yourself at home, only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store, Ashley Home Store, Hawaii. This is home.
For a limited time, lease a brand new Acura TLX for only $266 a month from Acura of Honolulu.
What's more painful than finding out your child has cancer? The side effects of chemotherapy on a child's body.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. While the treatment really attacked the cancer, unfortunately it also attacked his body. Uncontrollable fevers, terrible nosebleeds, and his skin was burned from the inside out. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was founded 70 years ago by parents who also lost their child to cancer. Today, we're pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer.
We are so close to finding better treatments for kids with cancer. So it's too late to save Zach, but working together, we can save thousands of kids just like him.
Visit lls.org to save a child's life.
Living with diabetes can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Discover an innovative way to better manage your diabetes with Ekahi Wellness. We focus on lifestyle improvements in your nutrition, emotional well-being, exercise, and your medical management, all under one roof. Our team of passionate professionals partner with you and your doctor so you can live with more energy, increase time for work and family, and take control of your diabetes. Your first consultation is at no cost to you, so call us today.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Right now on Good Morning Hawaii, tragedy in California. 4 people are dead after a shooting breaks out at a family-friendly food festival. The details coming up in this morning's the very latest.
And a Hawaii lawmaker in a war of words with a TMT supporter. The battle now playing out over social media and what some are calling racist language against Native Hawaiians.
And another racist tweet fallout, this time at the national level, as the president doubles down on his attack on a Maryland congressman.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Time now 6:31.
I'll get you right back outside with your weather and traffic. A lot going on, Tasia, so you're keeping track of it all.
That's right. Weather and traffic last day or close to the ending of the month. My registration was due, and I just have to give a shout out to the kiosk at Safeway.
Some morning shockers.
Yes,
to them.
that's right. I could do my registration there. So if you do have to do your registration before the month's up, that's the way to do it. Less than 2 minutes. Anyway, let's take a look at our weather. We are getting some showers in for our Hilo, Hawaii, that's typical with our trade winds, but there are more bands of moisture that is continuing to make its way in for the east and southeast. There are also a lot of reports of a few accidents on Highway 19, so we'll get to that as well. Windward areas, partly cloudy. Town spots are nice, picking up just a bit of surf for your east and south, less than 4 feet. We'll continue to get a bit higher sets in the afternoon. Bigger surf on the way for your Friday, and that's associated with Tropical Storm Eric. Today, our winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. That means lighter showers over your windward and Mauka areas. For Kauai, let's take a look at that hourly forecast. Partly cloudy conditions throughout the day, some spotty showers as well. We saw a lot more activity earlier this morning up on the board. It's actually starting to improve very much, and lots of sun making its way through around 2 o'clock. Oahu, lots of sunshine. We'll see our winds around 16 miles per hour. Maui County, breezier and sunnier. Hawaii Island, leeward clouds and showers by the afternoon. On and off showers throughout Hilo, Hawaii throughout today. Again, 2 to 4 for the east, 1 to 3 for the south. More showers on its way by Friday. We'll get you that update with Tropical Storm Eric after this. But for now, here's a look at your traffic. So, Hawaii Police Department has reported that due to traffic accidents, Highway 19 is closed in both directions. This near mile marker 9 at Highway 19 and Onomea Road, and near the 41 mile marker at Hilo side of Honoka'a. So, lots of heavy showers as well as you saw on the camera there for the east side of Hawaii Island. So that could also be pretty challenging. So just a heads up for a lot of delays this morning in that area. Also, Waianae Middle School right across the street, eastbound Farrington, the right lane is closed. That's due to an accident as well that did affect the bus stop as well. No injuries are reported at the moment. And coming into town from the east side, there's still going traffic just through Waimalu and Kanohi. And Wanalo Freeway and the Viaduct, moderate traffic into town. Less than 80 minutes from Waianae through town. Over to you.
KJ, thank you. Time now 6:34. This morning, we are learning new details on that deadly shooting in California. 4 people are dead, one of them a 6-year-old boy. At least 15 others are hurt, and as Alex Stone explains, police say the gunman, now identified as Santino William Ligon, appeared to randomly open fire on a crowd of families attending one of the largest food festivals in the country.
It was a weekend of food, wine, and music that ended in gunfire.
Oh, they shoot it. Who shoot at a garlic festival?
The annual Gilroy Garlic Festival, a draw for tens of thousands every year. On Sunday night, the final night of the festival, as a classic rock band was wrapping up, police say the gunman cut a hole in a security fence using some kind of tool. Rifle in hand, he began shooting his victims.
Several victims down, and we need to set up a triage.
The shooter, identified by sources to ABC News, is 19-year-old Santino Ligon. Police say within 1 minute of the first shots being fired, Gilroy police officers who were doing security at the festival engaged the gunman, shooting him dead. Victims bleeding were around the stage as crowds went running out.
Yelling, screaming, it just became a very hectic situation.
Among the dead, 6-year-old Stephen Romero, according to his heartbroken grandmother.
A really happy boy, a really loving boy. I want justice for my grandson.
His mother and other grandmother were shot as well. They're among the injured. At least 15 are recovering from injuries today while police continue the investigation. A key focus of their work is to figure out a motive. Police are now searching the suspect's father's house and following up on reports that there was a second shooter or accomplice.
Based on witness statements that there was a second individual involved in some way, we just don't know in what way.
And today, this tight-knit community is in shock.
It can happen anywhere. You never think it's going to happen in your town, but look what happened.
Alex Stone, ABC News, Gilroy, California.
All right, turning now to news back home here on the islands as we enter day 15 of the tension over TMT. A former state representative from Maui now stepping into the controversy.
And Kaniela Ing exchanged some strong words with the Telescope supporter. As KITV4's Diana Ako explains, the battle played out all over social media.
An extreme viewpoint from a TMT supporter that former state rep Kaniela Ing tweeted on Sunday.
They're talking about protecting the mana. Yeah. What they're doing is protecting their second-class status forever. If they want to be janitors and maids, that's a terrible choice they're making.
The TMT supporter goes on to dismiss Mauna Kea's spiritual significance.
So you're saying Mauna Kea is not sacred?
No, I think it's a rock. What's sacred is the pursuit of knowledge.
Ng told KITV4 this was a racist comment, and he responded on Twitter with, "Our movement is about stopping the TMT and moving beyond the sort of colonial white supremacist thinking. I know this hurts, but I post videos like this not to shame, but to shine light on the rooted racism we are up against." He also finds the silver lining in this movement.
Then it really shows that this isn't a negative movement. This is a positive movement to shine an example of a culture that respects Native rights and a science that's ethical and can exist at the same time as Indigenous people, because our knowledge is just as important as knowledge gained from a telescope.
Ng is also inspired by the little community that's developed on the mountain that leans towards signs of sovereignty.
The Mauna isn't a perfect society, of course. It relies on a lot of outside support and visible labor, but it does kind of show, it's like a microcosm of what could be.
For Ng, protesting TMT is as much about starting something as it is stopping it. Diana Ko, KITV4 Island News.
Now, we did reach out to TMT officials to see if they thought that supporter you saw in that video accurately represented their position, because it seemed extreme, but we have not heard back on that just yet.
And demonstrators say they reached an agreement with the state that would allow some Native Hawaiian practitioners to visit the top of the mountain each day.
Yeah, so under that agreement, spokesman Kaho'okai Kanuha says they would allow all the technicians at the existing telescopes to go up to the mountain each day, if demonstrators are also allowed to take one vehicle with them each day. So he says the state previously turned down that deal, but it has since been accepted.
So from here on out, those who wish to perform maintenance on the telescopes will have unobstructed access to the Mauna. We have made an agreement. They will give us the name of the telescope and the amount of the individuals going up to the mountain.
Now, Hawaii County is handling the communication for the state on the TMT project, but they were unable to confirm that that is the case.
Now, in a letter to the Star Advertiser, TMT International Observatory Executive Director Ed Stone says, quote, "Polls show that the majority of Native Hawaiians support the construction of TMT on Mauna Kea. It also showed that most residents think science and culture can coexist on Mauna Kea." And they say, quote, "We are dismayed by the many false accusations being spread. We are dismayed that TMT supporters are being shown such great disrespect that some have become too afraid to speak publicly. We have a lot of supporters in Hawaii, and they are asking us not to leave." End quote. Now, they also say that TMT is the symbol of larger political issues for Hawaiians and, quote, "Whether or not TMT is built in Hawaii will not bring closure to it," end quote.
A lot to talk about with an ongoing situation, and KITV4 has been following the tension over TMT since opponents first gathered on Mauna Kea exactly 2 weeks ago, and we'll continue to cover this story as it unfolds. You can find all the background information we've been covering. That's on our website at KITV.com. You can also be sure and check out our social media platforms as well. All right, well, time now, 6:40. Hawaii residents have a lot of debt. We'll show you how we compare to the rest of the country.
And Tesla is getting smarter. Soon, owners will be able to stream their favorite movies and TV on demand. New details on the new feature coming up in our business headlines. Good Morning Hawaii will be right back. Stay with us.
Use the Spectrum TV app and watch live TV anywhere around Hawaii, even on-demand titles. Spectrum.
Aloha! This is Uncle Willie K. As a Spectrum customer, I use Spectrum services to stay connected to my family and you, my fans. With internet starting speeds at 200 megabits per second, I can quickly upload videos of my music for you all to enjoy. And with the Spectrum TV app, I can watch TV while on the road. So make a call today. Don't wait, 643-1188.
Being diagnosed with any type of lung cancer or mesothelioma caused by asbestos is a devastating thing. That's where the Hawaii personal injury law firm of Gallagher, Day, Robertus & Waxman can help.
We have been the only law firm in Hawaii for the past 40 years representing asbestos and mesothelioma patients. All of the lawyers in this firm and all of the staff are Hawaii residents.
If you live in Hawaii, were exposed to asbestos in Hawaii, and have been diagnosed with any type of lung cancer or mesothelioma, contact Gallagher, Day, Robertus & Waxman today.
St. Francis Healthcare System is creating something new and exciting. The St. Francis Kupuna Village in Liliha. The former hospital campus is being transformed into a health and wellness community for seniors and their caregivers, featuring a skilled nursing facility and an array of physicians in different specialties, with future plans for assisted living and independent living and a senior community center. Call today for more information. St. Francis Healthcare System, creating healthy communities for Hawaii's families.
Hurricane season is here. We're having record-breaking temperatures. Oceans are heating up. Hurricane prediction count is high. What would happen to your home in a hurricane? Not a question of if, but when. How can you prepare? Discount Windows and Doors have hurricane-tested windows to withstand winds over 200 miles per hour. That exceeds Category 5 rating. Being prepared can save you thousands of storm-damaged dollars. Call today and save 40%. That's right, 40% discount on all Mackay Impact products, only at Discount Windows and Doors.
Living with diabetes can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Discover an innovative way to better manage your diabetes with Kahi Wellness. We focus on lifestyle improvements in your nutrition, emotional well-being, exercise, and your medical management, all under one roof. Our team of passionate professionals partner with you and your doctor so you can live with more energy, increase time for work and family, and take control of your diabetes. Your first consultation is at no cost to you, so call us today.
The system that brought tornadoes to Minnesota now pushes east, targeting Chicago, Detroit, and St. Louis. And a new area of tropical development now has eyes on Florida late this week. Our forecast high temperatures across the states, 100 in Utah, 107 in Nevada. And we're continuing to track within the eastern Pacific 2 tropical storms. Tropical Storm Eric, less than 1,300 miles east-southeast of our Hilo, Hawaii. Maximum sustained winds at 70 miles per hour. And Tropical Storm Flossie, winds at 50 miles per hour. And it is moving west at 18 miles per hour. Now, taking a look at your sea surface temperatures, it is continuing to fuel and move over warmer waters. So we'll definitely have a lot more development within the next few hours, especially for Tropical Storm Eric. We're keeping a close eye on. Trade showers for the Windward and Mauka areas. More showers for our Hawaii Island this morning, and an uptick of enhanced showers Friday due to Tropical Storm Eric. Now here's a look at your traffic. Waianae, we still have that right lane blocked on Farrington eastbound direction across Waianae Middle School. Heads up for that. Also an accident Lagoon Drive. This is near Aulele Street. Just in Makiki Heights, we do have some slow-going traffic, but nothing major as you do make your way into town. Maunalua Freeway moving at a moderate pace. Some passing showers coming over the mountains. So heads up for some slick roads within your town spots. H1, H2 merge, we're seeing some gridlock as touch-and-go traffic throughout the Waianae exit. Ka'ahumanu is also pretty slow, and we'll continue to see it actually improve after Ka'anohi. Your alternate route on Kamehameha Highway has been light all morning. Drive times from the west side to town still at 79 minutes. Over to you.
All right, thanks. And as Tasia just mentioned, that traffic in Makiki, as you're heading through there on your morning commute, there's actually a reason behind that.
That's right. Hawaiian Electric crews will be working on upgrades that will impact drivers on Mott Smith Drive. KITV4's Mackenzie Stasco live there this morning with more on when they start and how long they'll last for. Good morning, Mackenzie.
Yeah, Lindsay, Tom, good morning. We are live here in Makiki, and as you can see, everything is calm. No traffic issues as of yet, but the project by HECO is expected to begin at 8:30 this morning. It's a 9-week project, and as you mentioned, it could impact traffic. So starting today through September 30th, crews from HECO will be installing underground electrical equipment here along Mott Smith Drive, and that will impact traffic from Nehoa Street to Luna Place. Again, this 9-week project begins today, and it'll be Monday through Friday from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. So just a reminder, if this is part of your morning commute, just make sure you give yourself some extra time and expect some stop-and-go traffic as well. For now, we'll send it back to you inside.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And We all hear about it all the time, the cost of living in paradise, right? Well, it turns out Hawaii residents actually outdebt their salaries more than any other state in the country.
And there's a new Social Security scam that's going around. Jane King at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's KITV4 Island Business Report. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning. Stocks opened a little bit higher today, but overall it's really a very quiet day. We've got that Federal Reserve meeting this week. We think they'll cut interest rates. Jobs report on Friday, and China-U.S. trade negotiators resuming their talks today as well. So a lot of really big items coming up this week that's keeping investors on the sidelines. Well, the next time your phone rings, watch out. It could be the latest Social Security scam. Someone who claims to be from the Social Security Administration is telling you there has been suspicious activity involving your number, or it has been involved in a crime of some sort. On these calls, the person then says the government has suspended your Social Security number and they need you to confirm it so it can be reactivated. The government says the calls are fake and do not engage with the caller. Well, Hawaii, #1 in the country when it comes to residents whose consumer debt, not including mortgages, outweighs their yearly salary. That's according to a recent analysis by the financial website The Ascent. Now, based on data collected by the U.S. Department of Commerce, Bureau of Economic Analysis, and other financial sources, analysts found that while the average per capita income in Hawaii is $54,565, the average per capita debt is $72,590. So that means the average difference between income and debt more than $18,000. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said that car owners will be able to stream Netflix and YouTube from in-car displays within a few months. Streaming would only work when the car isn't moving, similar to how the games currently work in Teslas. Tesla's work with streaming is dependent on regulators approving self-driving, which Musk said he expects to happen this year. And the growth of U.S. tech job listings has slowed. Postings for some of the hottest jobs just a few years ago, like data scientist, software engineer, computer scientist, have fallen 9% year over year, according to Cognizant. The fastest growing occupations last quarter, career counselor and fashion designers. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King for KITV4 Island Business Report.
Okay, time now 6:48. Still to come, Tasia has a last look on your weather, traffic, and surf when we come back.
Stay with us.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event, which means more of this. The kind of elation you can only experience after getting a great deal on a Honda Civic or Civic hatchback. Or an Accord. All come standard with the Honda Sensing suite of safety and driver assistive features. And as you can see, all will provide you with plenty of joy. Come be a part of it today.
Get a great deal on the Honda Accord and find your happy place at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
So you're with the UPS store?
Yes. In fact, we printed these right here.
I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, faxing, notarizing, shredding, mailboxing, designing, returning, storing, crating. Oh, and of course, shipping.
So you're in the shipping?
We also do printing, packing, faxing.
Come into the UPS store today for everything your small business needs. And of course, shipping.
Need mailboxing? We have just the thing for you. Visit the UPS store today.
You can't always react to everything that's in front of you. That's why the 2019 Nissan Kicks has standard automatic emergency braking that helps you stop. Tech that Honda HR-V and Kia Soul don't have. Experience Kicks, only at your local Nissan store. Get a low $275 per month lease or save up to $1,000 on the 2019 Nissan Kicks.
Getting quality food for your best friend just got easier. Hawaii Feed is your locally owned and operated pet food warehouse where you can order online. Simply go to hawaiifeed.biz and order your pet's favorite food online. Your order will be ready for pickup within 24 hours at our convenient, centrally located warehouse in Waipio. Choose top quality food for your dog, fish, small animal, or bird from Hawaii's top brands. Go to hawaiifeed.biz and order your pet food today.
Most things in life should be easy. And the best things in life come free. And for everything else, it's about finding the right financial provider, one that cares for your needs. Pearl Hawaii Federal Credit Union. Upgrade you.
I know that I will break a man's heart today. This is not how this is supposed to go. Stop the car. It's really, really hard. I really can't do this.
The Bachelorette two-night live finale event starts tonight on ABC.
Here's a look at your Monday forecast. Time now 6:51. A few trade showers for windward and Mauka areas. Temperatures averaging within the upper 70s at the moment. Sunny leeward skies throughout the day. Winds easterly 10 to 20 miles per hour with your daytime high 86 to 91. Sunset at 7:12 with partly cloudy conditions over the windward areas. Hawaii Island will continue to get some on and off showers, especially for the east and southeast part. We do have some partly cloudy conditions starting off for Kauai, sunny in the afternoon, mostly sunny from Oahu throughout Maui County and breezier throughout Maui County with northeasterly winds averaging around 20 miles per hour. Our Hawaii Island, partly cloudy conditions for Hilo, Hawaii with those passing showers. Leeward sides will get some partly cloudy conditions in the afternoon. Our extended forecast is showing an uptick of enhanced showers by Friday throughout the weekend. That's associated with Tropical Storm Eric, located just 1,300 miles east-southeast of our Hilo, Hawaii. Now here's a look at what's going on with your surf with Baggy P.
Good morning, Tasia. North Shore is going to be flat to 1 today, while out west, Makaha is going to be about flat to 2. South shores throughout Waikiki are 2 to 3 feet, with Diamond Head seeing the occasional 4-footer. Sandy's is coming in at a solid 3 to 5, and Makapu'u is down a notch today at 2 to 5. Tide is low right now, rising all day to a high of 1.9 feet early this afternoon. And that's your surf report this morning, powered by Movati Coffee, now featuring Kona blends with tropical flavors. Pick up your Movati Coffee at Long's or visit MovatiCoffee.com. Back to you, Tasia.
Thank you for that, Maggie P. Here's a look at your traffic. Typical hotspots from the H1H2 merge backed up through Waikele all the way throughout Kahumanu overpass. We also on Hawaii Island, Highway 19 is closed in both directions in a couple areas due to a few accidents. There's also a few showers in that area as well. We'll get the update when it's open. I'll send you a notification. Also, the right lane on Farrington Highway in Waianae across the middle school, Waianae Middle School. This is blocking the right eastbound lane. That accident has been there pretty much all morning, and it will continue to be there for quite some time due to the damaged bus stop. Also an accident Lagoon Drive. This is near Aolele Street, so it heads up there. Also, if you're heading to the airport from the H1 West, 8:30 to 1 today, some closures in that area. Around 25 minutes to get in from the windward areas, your hot spots or your wet spots across Oahu. It's actually looking pretty good for this Monday morning. Now here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America with Rob Marciano.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, we are live on the scene of that deadly shooting overnight. A gunman opening fire at a California food festival, killing at least 3 people before police took down the shooter. Now a search underway for possibly a second suspect. We'll have all the latest for you only on GMA. See you then.
And Justin, we are learning the gunman is linked to Instagram posts that mention a white supremacist book and pictured people at the event. We're continuing to stay on top of that as well.
And that's all pertaining to that deadly shooting in Gilroy, California at the Garlic Festival. We'll have an update on that on Island News midday at noon. And now for a last check on today's headlines. Here locally, 23-year-old Kihara Henry has been missing for a week on Maui, and she came to Hawaii on her own, without telling her family. Now, her rental car found at a Wainapanapa Park with all her belongings still inside, except for her phone and keys. And the same rescue groups who sprung into action to find Amanda Eller are now searching for Kihara Henry.
And UH President David Lassner met with demonstrators this weekend. The university is subleasing to TMT, and they're allowing it to build and operate that telescope atop the summit of Mauna Kea. Lassner says he went to speak with activists and try and learn what's happening firsthand. He told the group he wants to try and find a peaceful way to move forward. Demonstrators estimate there were as many as 5,000 people standing in opposition to the construction yesterday. That's the most that they've seen so far.
All right, well, a new movie with 2 mega stars took on the reigning box office champ this weekend. So who came out on top?
David Daniel has this weekend's estimates for the top 5 films.
Crawl made $4 million to slither into 5th place. At number 4, Toy Story 4, which earned $9.9 million for a domestic total of $396 million. Spider-Man Far From Home is up to $344 million domestic after a 3rd place weekend worth $12.2 million.
You could do anything you want to him. Throw him off a building, right?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood opened in 2nd place with $40.4 million. Quentin Tarantino's best debut ever.
Watch this.
The Lion King still rules the box office. Disney's latest remake stayed #1, devouring $75.5 million for a 10-day domestic total of $351 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And The Lion King is now the 4th highest grossing movie of the year. In fact, the top 6 films of 2019 so far are all Disney or Marvel movies.
Bringing back my childhood. I would definitely want to see the Lion King remake next, for sure.
There we go.
All right.
Mulan, you can't forget about the Mulan.
I feel like that's going to come next.
Yes.
Heard it here first.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for Good Morning Hawaii.
We'll have an update to the biggest stories of the day for Island News midday at noon. Have a great day.
See you then.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
The 30th Honolulu Rainbow Film Festival, presented by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, offers a series of films to raise awareness about gay and lesbian culture, arts, and lifestyle. Mark your calendars for August 8th through 18th. Get your all-access pass to attend 22 screenings, an actors workshop, and a red carpet gala. The festival is organized by the Honolulu Gay and Lesbian Cultural Foundation. For more, go to hglcf.org. And special thanks to our sponsors.
Time offer that's opening up a world of travel. Apply for the Hawaiian Airlines Bank of Hawaii World Elite MasterCard. And if you're approved, you can earn up to 75,000 bonus Hawaiian miles after qualifying purchases. Plus, you get your first checked bag free on eligible bags and a one-time 50% off companion ticket. Earning up to 75,000 bonus miles can open doors all over the world. But the doors to this limited time offer will be closing soon. Apply at any Bank of Hawaii branch or online at boh.com/card today.
When you've been in an accident, the last thing you need to worry about is where to get your car repaired. So look no further than the top of the list and trust the first name in quality auto repairs, IAEA Collision Center. We work with your insurance company to take care of all your repair needs so you don't spend any extra time without your car. Great customer service, quality repairs, quick turnaround, and a warranty for your repairs. IAEA Collision Center, conveniently located in Kalihi on Kahai Street and on Kalani Street.
Not happy with your loan rates and high fees? Want to hear a secret? The best way to bank may be at Aloha Pacific Federal Credit Union. Our members are also our owners. That's why your loan rates are so low, and you have very low or no fees. We don't have stockholders, so all our profits go to member benefits. Now that's a great deal. When you have Aloha, anything is possible. Visit a branch or alohapacific.com.
I'm Nicole Kalakau. I'm a trial lawyer at Levitt, Yamane & Soldner. There's no greater feeling than helping people who are at their lowest of lows. I hope you never need us. But if you do,